haven't had a chance to offer a full chair yoga series, I thought it'd be really nice to introduce the practice in our class tonight. So hopefully you will enjoy it and take some things away that you can do in your own practice at home. Chair yoga, I think, is just a really great introduction to the practice because it shows you things you can do while you're at work or just when you're somewhere where you can't, it's not really easy for you to just kind of get up and move around on the mat, but you just want to do a few things from the chair to open up your body and connect with yourself, maybe get out of the mind and into the body. So chair yoga is a really, really, really great practice to have, as I always say, for your spiritual toolkit. So with that, let's go ahead again, coming closer to the edge of the seat. We're going to rest our feet firmly on the floor. As always, if it feels good, you can lift up all of the toes and let them down one by one, just to really feel a sense of grounding and connection, if that feels good. And then you can rest the hands on the thighs. I invite you to rest with the palms facing down, just to create a sense of grounding for our practice tonight. But if you're feeling sluggish, if you want to speak some energy into your practice, or maybe there's an intention that you are working with that you want to speak into the practice, you can flip the palms up to be in that place of receiving. Soften your shoulders. If it helps to settle the shoulders, you might take a breath in, draw the shoulders up to the ears, and as you exhale, press the shoulders back and down. Noticing how that draws the shoulder blades into each other, helps to press the heart forward. And then if it feels good, close the eyes, letting the lids be very softly closed, noticing that you're not squeezing the eyes shut. Relax the jawline, unclenching the teeth, maybe opening and closing the mouth a few times to relax the jaw. Lifting up through the crown of the head, finding a little more length to your spine. And just take a moment to let yourself arrive here. Notice the feet resting on the ground, the hands resting on the thighs, the shoulders softening. Tuning into your breath. Just noticing your inhales and your exhales here. Not changing the breath, not judging the breath, but just noticing it. Connecting to the rhythm of your breath. Maybe you notice the breath is coming from the top of the chest, or maybe the breath is coming deeper from the belly. Just notice what you notice. And as you become more attuned with the breath, you may notice how the mind anchors itself to the breath, so that everything is in tune with the inhales and the exhales. If you notice any thoughts moving through the mind, or if the mind is wrapped around a particular thought, just allow yourself to notice that and use your breath to come back to center. Always remembering that breath is your home base. So at any point during this practice, if your mind wanders, if you become distracted, come back to the breath. Maybe you begin to deepen the breath, moving it down from the chest into the belly, filling up the entire torso with your next inhale. And then exhaling, releasing all of the air out through the mouth, maybe even adding an audible sigh. Just feeling yourself let everything go. Breathing in, filling the belly, the lungs, the chest. Exhale, chest, lungs, and belly. Just taking a moment here, Feel the breath, to feel this sense of groundedness. Maybe you begin to feel the feet a little more heavy with relaxation, feeling a little bit more grounded and connected to the earth, to yourself, to this community. Filling the belly, the lungs, the chest. And exhaling chest, lungs, and belly. You might continue to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth, or you might choose to use the practice of breathing in through the nose and out through the nose, whatever feels good to you. Noticing how the body and the mind come more to a place of ease with every exhale. Take 5 more mindful breaths here in this space. And then we'll begin to open with some very gentle movements. Breathing in nice and deep. And with the exhale, just releasing every corner of the air, every bit of the air, just letting that exhale fully complete before you move to the next inhale. Just even noticing how sitting here on the chair, the feet planted on the earth, the hands resting on the thighs, just how this can be a very mindful moment. Simply tuning into the breath. Taking one more beautiful deep breath in here. And exhaling out. Taking a breath in here, hold the inhale as you gently turn the head to the right. Exhale and release. Deep breath in, bringing the head back to center. Exhale and release. Deep breath in, turning the head to the left. Exhale and release. Inhale, bringing the head back to center. Exhale and release. Good. If it feels good, you can continue to keep the eyes closed for these next few movements, or if you feel ready to open the eyes, you can gently let the eyes flutter open. We're going to do just a little seated cat and cow here. We're going to keep our hands resting right on the thighs. So this is going to be more of our shoulders and movement with our chest. So with the inhale, we're simply just going to press the chest forward, press the shoulders back. Let your head fall back gently. So think of arching your spine here. And then with the exhale, bringing it all in, chin to chest, navel to spine, pressing the spine back to the back of the chair, making a little C curve with the spine. Inhale, everything comes forward. Exhale, bring it all in. And let's just do that a few more times. Inhale. Exhale. Keep breathing. Just moving at a pace that feels good to you. Exhaling, bringing it all in. Pressing the shoulders back with the inhale. Rounding the spine with the exhale. Let's do 3 more here. Really drawing that navel in with the exhale, noticing how that works the core muscles very gently. Exhale. Last one here. Exhale it out. Good. Coming back nice and easy to a tall spine. Take a breath in and a breath out. And if you have the eyes closed, I'm going to invite you to gently open the eyes. And now we're going to come to standing and use the chair to do some standing exercises. So take it nice and easy as you come up. And what we're going to do is use the back of the chair. So let's turn your chair so that you can use the back of it. Now, with one of these postures, my back will be to the camera. So please forgive me for that. But we're going to start with our hand on the back of the chair, and then we're to the side of the back of the chair. So here I'm standing with my right side facing the back of the chair, and then you can just gently hold on to the back of the chair. The feet can be about hip width apart. Let's inhale that left arm up, and then as you exhale, reach that left arm over to the right. Hold onto the chair to keep you nice and steady and to just help you find more depth in that left side of the body. So really anchor into that chair, holding onto the chair rather, and just lean over to the right. Try not to dump right ear on right shoulder. And as always, just be mindful, keep the core muscles aware, so that navel drawn into the spine, not so that we're sucking the air in and just holding it, but we're drawing the rib cage in, we're knitting everything in. And we engage the core muscle that supports our lower back, just helps us maintain the integrity of this posture. Let's take 3 more breaths here. Inhale, breathe into that left side. Exhale, reach to that right. Beautiful half moon curve here, banana curve. We know that from our yin yoga. Take 1 more deep breath in. And exhale, reach to the right. Nice and easy. Let's bring that left arm back to the left side of the body. And then here, I apologize. Well, actually, I'll just turn my chair to face the other way. So now, I think, yes, we're going to have our left side facing the back of the chair. Inhale, reach that right arm up. Exhale, reach over to the left. So again, just very gentle exercises. If you're working from home and you need a little bit of a break just to open up the body, you can use your chair. Good. Good. Reach that arm up and over. Try not to collapse left ear onto left shoulder. Pause here for 5 more breaths. Keep the core muscles engaged. Breathe into that right side of the body. Exhale, reach to the left a little bit more. Beautiful, yogis. Taking 1 more beautiful deep breath in. And exhaling out. Nice and easy. Let's bring that right arm back to the right side of the body. And now we're just going to do a gentle stretch for our quads. So again, holding onto the back of the chair. We're going to start by lifting our right heel, and then you can either hook on to your right toes, if it feels better to hold on to your right ankle, but just grabbing a hold of your right foot as much as you can. And then you want to try and lengthen that knee down to the mat. So the knee isn't pointing forward, but pointing down, honoring the body. Bring your gaze forward, spine is nice and long. Relax those left toes. So just like in tree pose, we don't want to grip the mat with our toes. We want to keep everything nice and easy. But again, this is where awareness and our core comes into place. When we keep our core muscles engaged, that helps to support us in balancing postures. Let's hold this for 3 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. And just allowing yourself to notice what you notice. Take one more deep breath in on this side. Hold for the exhale. And then nice and easy, let's release the right foot and bring it down to the mat. And then we'll go ahead and do the opposite side. So first lift that left heel, grab on to what is available to you. And then as much as you can, lengthen the knee down to the mat. Now soften that right knee, because I just noticed myself locking that right knee. There are all these little things that we might do to try to find our balance, like lock our knee or grip our toes. Soften the right knee, squeeze the right thigh, come into your core. Good, draw that left knee down to the mat, nice and long. Relax the muscles of the face. And as always, with our balancing postures or postures that invite balance into the body, concentrate your gaze on a spot that isn't moving. This is really nice to stretch the front of the quad, which can get really, really, really tight. 3 more breaths here. Inhale. You might notice you're a little wobbly on one side, more steady on the other. I'm definitely a little more wobbly on this left side. Take 1 more breath in. Hold for the exhale. And then nice and easy, let's release that foot down to the mat. Good. All right. So now we're going to try a figure 4 stretch with our legs. So what we're going to do, again, holding onto the back of the chair, take a little bit of a seat with your bottom. So think chair pose, right? So coming down just a little bit so that you can cross your right ankle over the left thigh. You don't want to put that pressure directly on that left knee. So above the left knee, anywhere you can bring it into the thigh, hold onto the back of the chair, take a breath in, exhale, sink it down. Now again, just like chair pose, you want to be mindful that you're not sticking your seat out. Draw that tailbone in and down. You might feel a little bit of a burn in the thighs, a little bit of a burn in that left leg, but this is really nice. This is giving us the same benefit as pigeon pose. So opening that outer hip, a little bit of an opening in that inner hip on that right side. This is really nice for sciatica. And just come down as much as it's available to you. Again, a little bit of balance here. Maybe flex those right toes. Keep drawing that tailbone in. Can we take 3 more breaths? Inhale. Exhale. Good. 1 more deep breath in. I know that left eye is speaking to you. Exhale out. And then nice and easy, straighten the left leg and release the right. And just take a minute, shake that out. That might have felt a little intense, but it felt good. All right, opposite side. Let's go ahead. We're going to cross that left leg on the right thigh. Take a deep breath in, exhale, and sink it down. Sink it down. Draw that tailbone in. So again, make sure tailbone isn't sticking out. Tailbone comes in and down. Good. Maybe flex those left toes. Good. Soften your shoulders. Notice if you're hunching up the shoulders. 3 more breaths here, yogis. Inhale. Exhale. Beautiful. Holding for 1 more full deep breath in. And exhale out. Beautiful. Gently straighten that right leg. Bring that left leg down. Take a minute. Shake out whatever you need to shake out. Good. All right. So now we're going to come around to use the seat of the chair. So again, I just want to show you all the different ways that we can use our chair in a chair yoga class. We can do an active chair yoga class. There's lots of stuff you can do, warrior 2, lunges, all kinds of stuff that can be done. So what we're going to do here is just take a little bit of a fold so that you can place your hands nice and square on the seat of your chair. And as much as you can, try to line your shoulders up with your wrists. Hands are shoulder length apart. We're going to take about a half leg's length step back with your right foot. Good. So not a full step back, but about a half leg's length, if that makes sense. So when I used to teach this, this is a chair yoga version of intense side stretch pose. I would say about 6 inches between the feet. We can turn that right foot out very slightly if that helps you to stay supported. And then let's just take a moment here with a nice flat back. So you might bring your gaze to the back of the chair, see what this feels like. And if you feel like this is where I am in my body, you can stay here. If after a few breaths you feel like you can take a little bit more, continuing to hold on to the back of the chair, you can fold in towards the left thigh, the left knee. You might not be feeling too much in the back leg, but this certainly works out the hamstrings and the left leg, which is why we call this intense side stretch pose. And just allow yourself to be where you are. And let's just stay here for about 5 more full cycles of breath. And as you just let everything go and breathe into this, you might notice how this opens up the lower back. Again, opens up the hamstrings. So if you find that you have tightness in the lower back, you might also notice if you're really tight in the hamstrings, when one area is locked up, it can create a locked up feeling in other areas. So the hips, the hamstrings, the lower back are all connected. And so as we focus on unlocking one of those areas, it can help to find relief in those other areas. Let's pause here for another breath in. Exhale out. Inhale, first gently bring the gaze forward. Exhale as you arrive. And then you can come back up to step that right foot back up to meet the left. I'm just gonna I think Natasha just came into class. Good. All right, so let's go ahead and find the other side. So again, hands are shoulder length apart as much as you can, line shoulders up with the wrists. And again, this is just to help us find alignment as we take this posture. We're gonna take a breath in and then step that left foot back. Again, about 6 inches. You can turn those left toes out slightly. Good. You can keep the flat back here with the gaze forward. And again, as you come into a deeper fold, so say the fold feels good, but after a few breaths, it causes that blood rush feeling to the head, you can come back to keeping the gaze slightly forward. When we fold it in, that just helps us to find a little more depth in that stretch in the right side or in the hamstring. So again, you can keep the gaze forward here with a nice long spine, or with the next exhale, when you feel ready, bring the head in towards the right knee and the right thigh. And you can play around because everybody's legs are different, right? Play around with the positioning of your feet until you find that nice sweet spot where you're feeling a nice deep stretch. Again, certainly in the front leg, you may or may not feel a stretch in the back leg. Just letting everything go. If you take the fold, be mindful not to just let the shoulders come up to the ears. So try to keep the shoulders pressed back. Let's take 3 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Good. One more full deep breath in. Exhale out. And then with your next breath, gently bring the head forward, bring the gaze forward. Step the left foot up to meet the right. You can stay folded here, just come up to standing if that feels good. Take what you need. And then what we're gonna do is take downward facing dog using the chair, and I'm gonna show you 2 variations. So since I'm facing the seat, I'm gonna show you how we can do it with the seat and then how we can do it with the back of the chair. To me, the seat makes it a little bit deeper. So if you use the seat and it feels a little too deep for you, then take the back of the chair option, and then vice versa. If you take the back of the chair and you feel like, oh, I can get a little bit more, then you'll come to use the seat. So same thing, we wanna place our hands shoulder length apart on the seat of our chair. Walk your feet back as though you were coming into down dog. Good. And then the feet are about hip width apart. And then you can take a moment Take a flat back here. Just bring the gaze forward, breath in. And then as you exhale, bringing the head down, dropping the heart. Think of your downward facing dog. Even though we're a little bit higher than we would be on the mat, you want to still feel like you're bringing your belly towards your thighs. You're pressing the heart down. Good. Letting everything hang. So this is the back of the seat. If this feels good, you can stay here. Otherwise, gently, gently, gently roll on up. And then the option from the back is to use the back of the chair. Same thing, hands shoulder length apart. Allow yourself to walk the feet back just so you get that nice angle where you can feel that nice stretch in the back. And then holding onto the back of the chair, same thing. Drop the heart. And just notice what feels good for you, what allows you to get a little more out of this. This is another especially really good tip. Again, if you're working from home or if you're at work and you just need a mindful moment to just stretch things out, let things go, release that thing that your coworker may have said to you that got under your skin, whatever it is, but releasing the heart down to the mat and just do what feels good. Can we hang out here for about 8 more breaths? Inhale. Exhale. Letting everything hang, everything go. It might even feel good to add a very gentle sway to the hips. It can help to kind of loosen up the hamstrings here. Softness in your elbows, noticing if you're locking your elbows, if you're locking your knees, squeeze the thighs, soften the knees. 3 more breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. Beautiful. Taking one more full deep breath in here. Exhaling out. And then with your next inhale, nice and easy, gently roll on up, coming back up to standing. Good. Just take a moment here to come back up. You might just need to let everything drop back down. So when you let the head hang, everything kind of comes forward. So we just want to take a moment. Just let everything drop back down. You might just take a moment in mountain posture with the arms alongside the body. Good. Taking a breath in and exhaling out. Good. All right, so now we're going to come back to seated in our chair, or sitting in our chair. We're going to do just a few more exercises. I have about 3 more lined up for us, and then we'll go ahead and switch to our restorative practice. So again, not coming to the very edge of the chair, but as close to the edge as possible. Again, so you can feel grounded, you know, so you feel connected. Sometimes if you come to the very edge of the chair, you might feel like, oh, I'm going to slip. So just find that place where you still feel rooted on the chair, but you're closer to the edge, and just come back to where we were at the beginning. So just sitting with a long spine, hands resting on the thighs, grounding the feet into the earth. And just find your positioning here on the chair. We're going to do a couple of gentle leg lifts. It's one of those things that at first might feel like, okay, what are we doing? And then eventually you may feel some very gentle heat in your core, because it's kind of like isolated work, what we're going to do here. So keeping that left foot grounded onto the mat, or onto the ground rather, with your next inhale, maybe it is on the mat, gently lift just the right foot, flex those toes as high as you can. And then hold for 5 breaths. Flex those toes. Keep the spine long. You might even notice from sitting here that this even works the balance a little bit, even with sitting down. Take 1 more breath in. Hold for the exhale. Another breath in, and with the exhale, gently rest that right foot back down to the earth. Next inhale, gently lift that left foot, anchoring that right foot into the earth. Flex the toes. Spine stays nice and long. Good. This might even feel like working your hip and in your thigh. Shoulders soft, spine is long. It's keeping that awareness of the spine, right? That can really be the work here, because it could be so easy to just kind of slump. So we want to keep that spine long. Take another breath in. Exhale out. Next exhale, release the foot. We're going to do 5 more breaths on each side and then play around with lifting both of our feet. Inhale, lift just that right foot, just really focus. This is where the isolation comes in. We're just really bringing that awareness to the right leg. Maybe lift it a little higher. Keep your spine long. Breathe. And take one more beautiful deep breath in here. Exhale out. And release with the next exhale. And then inhale, lift the left foot. And hold for 5 deep breaths. Just allow yourself to notice what you notice. Taking one more full deep breath in. Hold for the exhale. And then gently release with the next exhale. Good. Now taking a breath in here, with your next exhale, lift both of the feet off the ground. You may have to lean back a little bit. Good. But however you have to get yourself into this, try to keep the spine nice and long. Good. Can we hold this for 10 deep breaths? This is where you might start to feel it in the core a little bit. The more you lift the knees, you might start to feel that in the core, especially as we work to keep that spine nice and long. If you need to support yourself holding onto the sides of the chair, remember that's always an option. Good. If you wanted to make this a core exercise, you could lower the feet, letting the feet hover above the ground, lift the knees back up. But we'll do that in an active chair yoga class. But just a tip for your home practice. Can we stay here for 3 more breaths? Inhale. Exhale. Steadiness and ease, yogis. Steadiness and ease. One more deep breath in. Hold for the exhale. Another breath in, and with the exhale, release. Whew. Felt that in the thighs, felt that in the hips. Just pause here, take a breath in and a breath out. Good. I'm going to do some seated twists here. So you can stay at the edge of the chair, but if you find you need to scoot yourself back just a little bit to support you in the twist, do honor your body. Let's inhale, lift up through the crown of the head. As we exhale, we're going to turn to the right. Left hand can come outside of the right thigh, and then we can just hold on to the back of the chair with the right hand. Gently bring your gaze towards or over the right shoulder. Try not to let that right shoulder roll forward. Press the shoulder back. Keep the feet anchored into the ground. And notice that your twist is coming from the lower half of the body, so not being forced from the neck. 4 more breaths here. With each exhale, just seeing if you can get a little bit more out of the twist. Taking one more full deep breath in. Exhale out. Beautiful. Inhale, lift up through the crown of the head. Exhale as you come back to center, and then moving to the opposite side. Inhale, lift through the crown of the head. Exhale, twisting it to the left. Right hand comes outside of left thigh. We can hold on to the back of the seat with our left hand, dropping that left shoulder. Bringing gaze towards or over the left shoulder. Breathing. Let's take 2 more breaths here on this side. One more full deep breath in. Exhale out. Beautiful. Lifting up through the crown of the head. Exhale, come back to center. Just take a moment to check in. And then we're going to do some side stretching again, but this time from seated. And so what you're going to do is hold on to like the leg of the chair. So whatever outer edge of the chair, you can get a nice grip on. So I'm holding on to the leg of the chair. So holding on to that. And then we're going to inhale, reach that left arm up. Exhale, reach it over to the right. Now keep the neck long. Try not to collapse onto the right shoulder. Breathe here. Good. Letting everything go. You can walk the hand down the leg of the chair if that lets you get a little bit deeper. But again, the goal is to try not to collapse into that right shoulder. 3 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Nice and easy, yogis. Nice and easy. Take 1 more full deep breath in. Exhale out. And then we can just take this in one fell swoop. Inhale, nice and easy. Reach that right arm up. As you exhale, holding on to that left side of the chair. And then reaching that right arm over. Take a beautiful deep breath into that right side of the body. And with your next exhale, reach to those right fingertips to the left side. Just tune into yourself, what this feels like in the body. Tune into your breath. Tune into the feet being connected to the earth. This beautiful reminder that you're always grounded. Even when you don't feel like it, the earth is always holding you. Let's take 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale, reach to that left side just a little bit more. 1 more deep breath in. Hold for the exhale. And then nice and easy, let's bring that left arm up to meet the right. Deep breath in, reach up through the fingertips. And as you exhale, take a nice, easy forward fold over the legs. Yogi's choice here. You can rest belly on thighs and fingertips to the ground, drawing the crown of the head down to the earth. If that causes that blood rush feeling to the head, bring your gaze slightly forward. If you want to come to the edge of the chair a little bit more and take ragdoll pose, grabbing opposite elbows and bringing your head into the box created by the elbows. If that feels good, you can take that. So wherever you are, let's just take 5 deep breaths, just letting everything hang, everything go. Two more breaths here, yogis. One more full deep breath in. Exhale out. And then with the next inhale, nice and easy, gently roll yourself back up. Nice and easy, nice and easy. Feel that spine uncurl. 1 ring at a time. You can bring the hands to rest back on the thighs. Let the head be the last thing that comes up, nice and easy. And then when you arrive, just give yourself 3 deep breaths. Again, just letting everything drop back down. Taking one more full deep breath in and exhaling out. Beautiful yogis. If you have your eyes closed, you can very gently open the eyes, wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. And from here, we're going to move into our restorative postures. So just take your time coming up from the chair. I really hope that that was a benefit for you. I hope that you learned a few things. Again, there's so much you can do. You can do like pigeon pose from the chair. So if you take like that figure 4 with the leg, place it on the chair, walk your leg back. There's just so many things you can do. So, if this spoke to you, we'll definitely bring a little more chair yoga into the practice, do a full, nice, active chair yoga class, but really so much that can be done from the chair. And I love it because it's great for folks who are mobile. It's great for senior citizens. And it's just great for anybody that just wants to switch up their practice a little bit and just different ways to access your yoga practice. So I'm going to offer legs up the chair as our final posture. So if you want to do legs up the chair, just have the chair somewhere on the mat that you can access it after we do our restorative bridge. You want to have the seat facing you so you can bring your legs up the chair. And then maybe something to rest your head. So you can grab a blanket or a pillow or something to rest your head. And then because we are doing restorative bridge, I'm going to invite again to use your yoga block or a bolster or a pillow or whatever it is that you can tuck under the lower back. So have that nearby. And then I'm just going to adjust my chair a little bit. And then we're going to come onto our backs with the knees bent. Now you can do bridge pose with the chair, but I'm going to save that for another time. But if you feel like I just want to play around and see what that feels like, that would be placing your feet on the edge of the chair and like lifting the hips away from the mat. But that might feel a little more active than restorative. Good. So we want to have the knees bent, the feet about hip width apart. And then we're just going to set ourselves up as though we were going to take our standard bridge pose. So walking the heels back to the bum so you can tickle or graze your fingertip or your heels with your fingertips. Just pause for breath in and out. And then with the next inhale, pressing down through the soles of the feet, lift the hips away from the mat and towards the ceiling. And then as you have the hips lifted, you can take your block, your pillow, your bolster. If you're using a block, remember to have it on the lowest setting. Although some folks do use the medium setting where they use the side edges of the blocks. That's a little too intense on my back, but if that feels good for you, go ahead and take what feels good. We're going to tuck your prop, whatever you're using, at the lowest part of your lower back. I always like to target the tops of my glute muscles because then I find that I land squarely in that sacrum, that lower back place. So you do want to make sure if you're using a block, especially that you're not digging into your thighs, you're not digging into the lower back. As I like to say, usually you find a sweet spot where it's like, okay, I can be here for the rest of my life. So see if you can find that spot. And then once you have arrived, you can close the eyes if that feels good, or grab an eye pillow if that speaks to you. Soften your shoulders. Take a deep breath in, and with the exhale, just allowing yourself to arrive. We're going to be here for about 5 minutes. I'm going to use the timer to keep myself honest. And just stay with your breath here. Stay with your breath. Focusing on the inhales and the exhales. And just being mindful not to let the knees splay out or fall out too far to the left and to the right. Very gentle awareness of holding on to your beach ball with your thighs. Taking one more beautiful deep breath in here. And exhaling out. With your next inhale, gently press down through the soles of the feet as you lift your hip away from your prop. Keep your hips lifted as you remove the prop. And then with your next exhale, so inhale to prepare, with your next exhale, lower down from the top of the spine to the base of the spine. And once the spine completely reconnects with the mat, give yourself 5 full cycles of breath just to give the spine a moment to reset itself. Allowing yourself to notice what that felt like in your body, how you responded, That helps to gently open up the spine. Restorative bridge helps to gently open up the spine, opens up the heart chakra. Take another breath in and exhale out. Now we're going to go ahead and move into our Shavasana. And so if you're using your chair, if you had long toes like me, you might be able to grab the chair with your feet and gently pull the chair towards you. Otherwise, gently rock to one side, gently press yourself up if you need to get up to pull the chair towards you. So don't just pull yourself up. Nice and easy, roll yourself up to pull the chair close to you. And then lay yourself back down, supporting the head and the neck with a pillow or folded up blanket, whatever feels good. And then you can just bring the legs right up onto the chair. You just want to make sure the chair is positioned so that the legs feel nice and comfortable. You got nice positioning there. And if a chair was not available to you in this practice, I hope it was, you can use the edge of a couch, the edge of a bed, or you can just take full-on Shavasana if that's what you prefer. Just laying flat out, traditional Shavasana rather. Just laying flat out or laying with your knees bent or some cushioning under the knees. And then once you have the lower half of your body settled, however you decide to take your Shavasana, you can rest with arms alongside the body. I like to rest with my hands on my womb space. You can rest your hands on your heart, one hand on heart, one hand on belly. If you want to take the hands on the womb space and say you've just been feeling disconnected from your womb, disconnected from your sense of creativity, disconnected from your sense of sensuality, sexuality, divine feminine energy, rest your hands there and just see if you can tune into your womb. You might even talk to her and ask her, how's she feeling? What does she need? What's her favorite color? What's her favorite food? So the womb is really a woman's second heart. That's how I look at it. That's how I've been taught about the womb. The more I've done womb exercises. So we just want to make sure we stay connected with her. Using your eye pillow if that feels good, closing the eyes if you prefer, or just finding a soft gaze and staying connected with your breath. My spirit felt to do a card pull for our class tonight. So as we rest here in a few moments, I'm going to pull a card from the Native Spirit Oracle card deck. So I'll share that card reading as well as a reading from Journey to the Heart. The card pulled from the Native Spirit deck is White Buffalo. And in your mind's eye, you might picture a snowy forest, so like trees covered in snow, a snow-covered ground, and a white buffalo standing in the middle of that. And the message that goes with the card: abundance and security are flowing into your life. All things are possible. Balance and harmony prevail. You may be called upon to stand up for others, but you can do this because you have the support of many beings in the spirit realm. Your native spirit wants you to know. In Native American traditions, there are prophecies about the coming of the white buffalo, especially among the Lakota, Dakota, and Nakota, or the Sioux. There's a legend that white buffalo calf woman, a mystical being, came to the people a very long time ago when they were out of balance. She gifted the people with a sacred bundle containing the white buffalo calf pipe to help restore the balance. Upon leaving, the white buffalo calf woman prophesies that she will return at the end of an age and that she will appear as a white buffalo calf. In recent times, white buffalo calves have been born, leading many to believe that this is the beginning of a new time. When this card chooses you, it's an honor, for it speaks of a time of miracles and balance in all things. You are a channel for the greater forces in the universe. With their help, all is possible, but without it, things can be a struggle. Surrender to support from the Great Spirit. You do not have to do everything alone. The journey. Shape-shift into the white buffalo, and the energy this card brings will multiply tenfold. Imagine that you can feel the power in your muscles and the fecund earth beneath your hooves. Feel the weight of your horns and the warmth of your hide. This calls the deeper energies of white buffalo into your life. And the passage that I'll share from Journey to the Heart is from today, July 6th, and it's called See How Each Soul Has Touched You. Often in our lives, we don't realize the significance of a relationship until later when the experience has passed. Then we understand how the person helped us along the way, took us to the next part of our journey, opened us up to begin learning the next lesson. And we see how we, in turn, help shape that person. One evening, as I was readying for sleep, I had a vision. I saw clearly before me a scenario of the dance we do with each other. I saw in my heart, understood deeply, the tangible shaping impact each soul had on my life. Each moment, each interaction with another person had been important. The quiet interactions, the ones I barely noticed, and the more significant relationships. Each moment, the moments that hurt, the moments that brought joy, had helped. We had touched each other. We were joined in an intricate dance, a dance in which our souls learned and grew. And we had taken our places with each other on time, for the dance was perfectly choreographed. I could almost see us waving gleefully to each other, happy for how we had connected, joyful that we had helped each other learn the lessons of the soul: courage, love, forgiveness, gentleness, self-love. See how each soul touches you. See how you touch them. Ask your heart to guide you with honesty, love, and responsibility in all your encounters. Honor the sacredness of love. Honor the lessons of planet Earth and the people who help you learn them. Begin to gently find your way back into a full awareness. First by taking a beautiful deep breath in and exhaling the air out. Inviting gentle movement into the body, first by wiggling the fingers, the toes, circling around the ankles and the wrists. And if you have your legs up the chair, you might just plant your feet towards the edge of the chair, bending the knees, gently rocking the knees from side to side. Or if you're able to gently push yourself away from the chair or push the chair away to hug the knees into the chest, you can do that if that feels good. Maybe also turn the head from side to side and tilt the head up and down. Very gently rocking all the way to the right side, resting in a fetal position with head supported by the hands. Just pausing here as you take another breath in and exhale out. Using the hand that's closest to the earth to very gently press yourself up, coming into a comfortable seated posture, maybe with legs crossed or sitting on the knees if that feels good. Resting hands on thighs, belly, or on the heart or at the heart. Just taking a moment to reflect on this practice today. Maybe noticing what felt of benefit to you, what resonated with you, maybe where you experienced resistance. Reflecting on the words of the card shared to be open to help, to be open to support. In the passage, the words shared in the passage of noticing how each soul has touched you. And I love that gentle connection between both the message of the card and the message of the passage, because in the end, it's just a reminder of the importance of relationships, of connection, whether it be with others, whether it be your spiritual connection. Noticing how connection supports you and holds you, and that you don't always have to do everything alone. You don't have to experience everything alone. And that truly is the heart of this community, is to just let others know they're not alone, to let others know that they are seen, they are heard, they are accepted. So just reminding yourself that, reminding your heart that you're not alone. There are people here who love you, who see you, who support you. And so maybe saying to yourself silently or out loud, thank you. I love you. I trust you. I forgive you. And the more you find that you can say and fill yourself up with that, right? Self-love, self-forgiveness, self-trust, the more you can find that you can experience that with others. Trust, love. Taking another full deep breath in. Exhaling all of the air out. May we all be happy. May we all be free. May we all be peaceful, easeful, useful, and joyful. The light in me honors the light in each and every one of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for joining. And namaste.